The Kraken on ice. Or ice on the Kraken. I've just got the news playing in the background, but I'm always concerned I don't want to be breaking any copyright rules, so I always try not to have anything music-wise or broadcast-wise in the background. Anyway, so I decided to take this panel off. This is on the port side of the stern cabin. So I decided just to take this panel off and have a look behind. It's just held on by 4 screws. Oh, it's a tight fit as well. Whoops. It's not too bad. It's worse down at the bottom here, and it's just kind of dust and muck. There's a little bit of telltale marks where water has dripped down, so this is purely just from condensation which has dripped down the sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a good clean, and then I'm going to get insulation on this side, and then I'm going to put insulation on the actual cladding itself, and then put it all back. So I have cleaned up the area. It wasn't too bad, mainly just loose dust. I was worried that a lot of it might have been mould, but it doesn't seem to have been the case. I am aware of areas of the boat which haven't been covered at all, and where the condensation has settled, there's bits of mould have started to form, so I need to deal with those pretty quick. So just in taking this off, I found that there was one piece of wood which was supporting the batten here had got quite wet, so I've had to cut a new piece. This is very much an experimental area before I do any more. Yes, I have got a window open. Another can gone. I seem to get through quite a bit of this stuff, and it's not cheap. But hopefully this will go on without too much fuss. Ow. Oops. Incidentally, the funny thing about, look at that. The top stuck to my finger. Oh. Don't let them pull any skin off. Oh, ow. Maybe, yes, maybe I should be wearing gloves, but I think the sort of plasticky gloves, I think this stuff would probably melt it. What I was going to say, the interesting thing about this adhesive, when you spray it on, you have to leave it a little while just to start going a little bit tacky, and when it does that, the actual opposite surface here, when I offer it onto here and the two sides come into contact, the surfaces get cold, which I believe is called an endothermic reaction. Because I think exothermic means it gives out heat, endothermic means it absorbs heat, so it gets, the surface gets cold. Really useless information for you, but what do I know? Anyway, this hopefully won't be too messy, and we'll go on. Yeah, not too bad. Just here I've messed up, and there's actually a void behind here, so I'm just going to cut that in. And then I'll just put another piece there. I think that will be okay. I was hoping that I'd be done with the condensation by now, but some surfaces are still wet, which is really annoying. I'm hoping to get another episode out soon, so this little bit will be on it. May not be a very long episode, particularly if I don't talk so much. And there is going to be a little bit more about the Outbacker stove that I've got. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. There's a little bell button down here somewhere. If you press that, you'll be alerted whenever I post a new episode. And if anybody feels like supporting me, you're more than welcome to. If you go to my Linktree page, there's a link to the Linktree down below, and that'll have links to Patreon, Ko-fi, and there's lots of other bits of information on there as well. So this is the outer edge, or outer side of the cladding. So if I just turn that round, so we've got insulation there, insulation on the outer edge, outer side of the cladding, and then this with a bit of luck and a bit of heave-ho. It never does want to go back straight away. It will go back. I think it's just going to take a little bit of swearing to get it done. After much swearing, I've taken the battens off altogether. It must have been such a tight fit when I originally put it in, and I think maybe the wood is swollen, or I don't know, what do I know. But without the battens on, the battens that are actually fixed to the cladding go all the way across anyway, and so I think all I'll have to do is just drill 4 holes where the little wooden lugs, I don't know what you'd call them, where they are, and then that will secure the cladding. That has taken an unbelievable amount of time, and I now have to tidy up and get on with something else. I don't know what. I've just been going through my finances, and I don't know whether I should be sharing it. Well, I've just worked out the beer and the wine is going to have to take a rest. Oh no. So I've met with my first real problem with this wood burning stove, in that there is a plate up here which I have removed. This fits in there, which gives you access to the void around the oven for cleaning. Now, the reason why I've been looking at this is because recently there has been a bit of smoke coming out of the firebox into the boat, and I'm getting a bit tired of smelling like an old kipper, So I really do need to clean out this this space. I've got this access cover off. This is now proving the problem, and this is the bottom access. I'll just try and shine a light on it if the thing will stay on. Yeah, so basically this is like an L-shaped cover and gives you access to the bottom, and that's the most important one. Although I guess that one's important as well. What do I know? Now my problem is I've got this screw out just there. There's a screw out the bottom there, but the screw in the bottom on that, the rear part, and the screw here, I cannot get them out. They are well stuck in. And the screws basically look like that. There's little black things, and they've got I think it's an H3 socket in them, and I have tried various ways and I cannot get them loose. So I'm getting a little bit desperate now. So desperate measures needed here. I have not been able to get that one screw out, but I desperately do need to clean this box out. So I've resorted to bending this plate outwards so that I can clean the inside of the box here, and I can get into the top bit. That's the top bracket. Okay, and I am going to replace these screws. I've got these are the screws that come with it, and I don't know if we can see that actually, but they're the ones anyway. And I'm going to replace those with these, which are pretty much the same, but they're longer and they're made of stainless steel. And I'm going to learn my lesson, and once a week I'm going to take these off and just have a bit of a look in there and see if it needs cleaning out. I've left it too long. I think that's what's happened. Trusty vacuum cleaner on. You might not be able to tell, but it is quite dusty now. This is not like a previous clean I've done. The stuff I'm getting out of here is a bit like tar, and it's clumped together in big pieces. So I don't know whether that's because of what I've been burning in here, or just the fact that I left it too long. There we go. So you know what I'm talking about. This is the top plate. These are the screws that I've taken out that proved to be a little bit difficult, and I've still got one in the bottom there that will not come out, and I'm going to replace them with stainless steel screws. They are a bit longer. I've got a stainless steel washer with them, and I'm going to leave that on. But what I'll do is I'll just make sure that I remove these at least once a week, and then it should save a lot of bother in the long run. One other problem that I need to solve with this stove is you can maybe see that the stove top, particularly over the firebox, is getting a little bit rusty. So I need to find out what I'm supposed to do about that. I'm guessing I need to wire brush it and then paint it with some special heat-proof paint. I'm particularly worried about this area around the flue because it is rusting in there. So that just needs cleaning up and painting. There you go, that's the culprit, that's the one that won't come out. Got a stainless steel screw in there, but the problem is underneath here there's supposed to be a screw in there and another one in there, but I can't get them in because I've bent this, and I can't bend it back properly without getting this out. And of course, all that has had to happen before I can do anything meaningful to the boat. And it's getting late now. I'll maybe try and squeeze another hour in here, and then I really need to think about having something to eat. I am hungry. And it's starting to get a wee bit cold again. So I need to go out and get some more wood to burn on the stove. I've got to clean up as well because I've made an awful mess. I've got soot everywhere. A lovely sunny morning. Looks actually quite warm. You can see on the pontoon the frost. I don't know whether it's something in the atmosphere or whether there's been a sunspot, but everything electrical seems to be having a problem for me at the moment, or I'm having a problem with everything electrical. I don't know, maybe it's me. What do I know? About done. wind seems to be coming and going, you know, it eases off and you think, oh well, that's the end of it, and then the next thing another gust will come through. I just keep looking up to, I've got an inclinometer. I'll try and show it to you in a minute, but it's a little device that shows you just how much the boat is heeling over, and it's not a lot, but when you're in a marina tied up to a dock, you don't expect to be moving around so much. I made a small bread. That's a small bread that I made the other day, and I'm just going to stick that in the oven just to freshen it up, make it nice and crusty. I'm going to have that with what's in the pan here, which is Mediterranean style chicken sausages with some peppers and mushrooms, and I think I will probably sprinkle a little bit of my favourite sauce, which is this Cholula hot sauce. I love this stuff.